If you're entering the market as a first-time home buyer, not all hope is lost. Let me reassure you. There's no way to truly know how much home you can be approved for and what your options are until you've talked to a real estate agent or a lender to help get you there. They are going to be able to see things that maybe you haven't even thought of and help you navigate what steps to take in order to accomplish that goal. It's always best to bring in experts that know the market, know what's happening to help guide you through that process. No one should ever have to do this by themselves. With that, if you are qualified, if say you talk to a lender, you've talked to a realtor, and maybe you can't get that shining, as I refer to it, as Pinterest-worthy home that you've been fantasizing about, because let's be real, shows like Selling Sunset and HGTV makes it look like, oh, well, my home should meet all these qualifications. The loving response I have to give to you is that's probably not going to be your first home. As someone who wrestled with this before, there's this expectation that, especially for like my generation, millennials and Gen Z, we think that when we enter the housing market, we're going to be able to just afford the home we were raised in because we haven't taken the time to learn, oh, our parents had to go stepping stone their way to the home that we were raised in. So this is something that I enjoy talking to my clients about. Your first home isn't going to be the shiny, beautiful, breathtaking entertainment hub, necessarily speaking, but that home is the cornerstone for your series of stepping stones to get to that dream home that you inevitably want to end up at. It's one of the fastest ways to reach those goals for that home is just taking the first step. Something that I tell a lot of my clients is drive till you qualify. Yeah, you might not be able to be in the hot parts of Sumner County, which is North Nashville, for those that may not be from around here. You might not be able to be off of those main streets in those really shiny neighborhoods, but if you're willing to drive about 20 minutes more, you can go ahead and start building wealth. Maybe it needs a kitchen upgrade. Maybe it just needs new carpet. Maybe it has some really outdated paint. You can do that. If you can't, I'm sure there's someone you know that you can loop in to help you out with that. These kinds of homes are many people's starting point. I know my first house, as a great example, I never thought that I would have, personally, a Nashville address. I love my home county. I aspire to get back to my home county. Never would I have imagined that my first home would be a Nashville address, as much as I love Nashville. But this home was too valuable of an investment opportunity long term. It's a great rental candidate, and it is going to be what supports my next purchase to where I want to live. It needed some cosmetic TLC when I moved in here. My dad and I ripped out all the carpet downstairs, which was grimy, not cute at all. You could see the footprints of the people that lived here before me because the house was in that poor of shape. Like, for real. We went in, we upgraded the flooring, we repainted the entire inside of the home, and then unfortunately in my circumstance, all the prices decided to rise, so I had to hit pause. But I get to live in a savings account. I always say that when you are a homeowner, it's a savings account that you get to live in because this is going to increase in value minimum by like 5% every year over year. So when the time comes, I have options. I can sell this home to leverage it to buy my next one, or I can pull the equity out of it, which is something that a lot of people don't think about, and pull out a home equity line of credit and use that as a down payment for my next home and then put renters in here. Then I'm creating passive income that's going to cover the mortgage of this home and make me a little bit more. This is the reason why it's so important to start your home buying journey, even as a first-time home buyer, because the earlier you get in, the earlier you're going to be able to start establishing and building wealth for yourself. So if you take away anything else, your first home, you're not looking for your dream home. You're looking for that stepping stone home. And some variables that you might want to look at in choosing that stepping stone home, make sure you loop in your agent, let them know what your goals are, because resale value is going to be important so that you'll be able to sell it, or If your goal is to create passive income with it and put renters in here long term or in your first home long term, that's going to be important. You want it to be an area that's going to have a high demand for renters moving forward. So just a couple of things to think about. And if you're curious what that would look like for you the next year or so, I've left all my contact information for you right down there to schedule a time to talk and just brainstorm with me for a low pressure call. I'm not going to push you in anything, but I would love to hear your story and just kind of hear what your home buying goals would be. Hopefully that was helpful. And I want to know, was it helpful? Let me know what your favorite little nugget was in the comments. Or if there's a question that I didn't answer that you would really appreciate an answer to, go ahead and drop it as well. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future videos. And then one more thing, if we're not connected on the gram yet, definitely pop on over. I'll have that as well. Stay tuned for tips as we navigate this ever-changing real estate market together. Talk to you soon.